Welcome back. We're doing another Neon Dynasty quick draft. I think this is number 11 for me. Okay, March of Otherworldly Light. So that'll be. I am, of course, rare drafting, and I know that this is my fourth copy. So that's quite a nice start, and definitely a very good removal card. Just can take out pretty much anything if you've got enough mana. I usually say you just the first 5 packs you pick the best card and then put something together from that. I see one of my favourite cards in the uncommons. I do love the Colossal Skyturtle, and it's not too far outside the realm of possibility because you want to, for your enchantment deck, you go white and green, and you splash blue usually for the turtle. I did an enchantment deck yesterday, but I committed early to enchantments, and I thought it was a good deck, but it only went 2 and 3. It was a bit disappointing, and I could just go for that again. Roaring Earth is pretty good, so that gets you counters on your creatures. Every for landfall and reinforced Ronin. That's quite an aggressive red card. I don't know if it goes with sort of a control card like this of just a removal card. Is it? But yeah, I suppose you could go red white. And then in the commons you got this is quite a nice saga, which I suppose it could wheel around. But definitely it was, even though my deck didn't perform well, I felt like it was a strong deck, and just maybe matchup wise I had some bad luck. I think committing early seems a pretty good idea, because this is I wouldn't say that there's the Prince format and the Pauper format. This is more of a Pauper format, because you can build a really great deck with a lot of synergy with commons and uncommons. You don't need rares to make a good deck. I mean, there are some good rares, but they're matched by the uncommons and commons, really. But yeah, Skyturtle and Roaring Earth are both in the enchantments deck. I've used Skyturtle a lot more often than Roaring Earth. It's hard not to pick the turtle. I think I'm going to go for Roaring Earth just to do something a bit different. It's another Skyturtle. Okay. It's just throwing Skyturtles at me. Yeah. Okay, there's a good removal card there, Master's Rebuke, but we'll go for the turtle. I drafted Historian's Wisdom yesterday, but yeah, it never made the cut. It's, yeah, not too good a card, to be honest. Era of Enlightenment is definitely good. We could actually get the Season of Renewal early. Obviously, that's the combo with Colossal Skyturtle, but it's up against Commune with Spirits, that's a nice card. Jukai Preserver is a good enchantment creature, and Era of Enlightenment is a good mana fixer. I'm gonna hope I get the Season of Renewal. Usually wheels around. I think I'll take Era of Enlightenment because it's a good cheap early mana fixer with the Scry 2. Okay, another Era of Enlightenment there. That's nice. but there's a Greater Tanuki as well, so that's mana fixing. Very good to have one of those. Yeah, there's nothing much here. This guy's not an enchantment creature, so I'm not that interested. I'll just take a Tamiyo Safekeeping here. And then there's the Season of Renewal. We'll just grab that. And another Tanuki. Nice late Tanuki. Right, so this is sort of Bamboo Grove Archer or Harmonious Emergence. I think we'll take the early play. So we have yeah, there's usually the problem you usually have is just not enough early plays, so we'll get that one. Grafted Growth is nice mana fixing that I don't always bother using. Can use a Terrarium in a pinch for mana fixing. Commune with Spirits or Season of Renewal. I think the second Season of Renewal. Or maybe not. No, maybe we'll see another one of these. We start picking up Commune with Spirits. Okay, tribute to Hirobi. We are rare drafting that one. I think that's my third one. Right, we could be greedy here. I saw a Bant Enchantments deck splashing blue, and they played Behold the Unspeakable. I was quite surprised. Yeah, it's a really fantastic card. I don't know if we'll be able to fit it in the deck, but it looks like the best thing here. Let's grab it. Notice we do not have much white at all. Okay, Blossom Prancer is good. That looks for creatures and enchantments as well, so it is synergistic, but we've got Naturalist as well. Quite a tough choice, really. Naturalist will not wheel around, I guarantee you that. Blossom Prancer probably won't. But I think we have to grab the Naturalist for our enchantments deck. That makes a lot of sense. Generous Visitor, perfect. That's what we like to see. Interesting. Hot Spring is an enchantment. I don't know if we'll be able to splash for it, but Kami can bounce enchantments back to my hand. We've got a white removal spell there. We've got Golden Tail Disciple. Can't forget this guy. He's a really good life linker. I think that's the one we go for. Cool enchantment removal. Yeah, a removal spell that is an enchantment. I mean, definitely go for that. Grafted Growth, sure. Fang of Shigeki is an enchantment creature or Commune with Spirits. We've got one Commune. I like the early creature with Death Touch. Yeah, more early creatures is good. We get the Exemplar. Another Golden Tail Disciple. We're actually filling out on white cards now. Cool, yeah, the Bamboo Grove Archer wheeled around. This is an enchantment creature, we'll take it. So I can tell you now, we're probably not playing this combat trick. And on to pack 3. Ah, beautiful. We get a lovely white mythic. Very happy to see that. Now, Skyblessed Samurai. I don't think I've ever played with this, but it's an enchantment creature. It gets to be really cheap, and you have lots of enchantments out. So that's very good. But Sage is rather good as well. It is quite... You have to wait until turn 6 to get your creature. But yeah, getting 2 forests out is pretty great. It's very tempting to grab that. And another Golden Tail Disciple, another Jukai Preserver. I'm going to go for this Skyblessed Samurai because I've got a lot of enchantments in the deck, and that's probably going to be quite cheap and quite playable. Right, Azusa's Many Journeys. I don't usually pick this one. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's just sometimes you don't have that extra land to play, and it feels like a waste. But I think Generous Visitor wins this one, I would say. Interesting, there's 4 uncommons in this pack. Another Commune with Spirits, but yeah, it's got to be Generous Visitor. There's a removal artifact, the Kunai. The enchantment options. So this can make a... This is ramp. This can make a mana monk. I think that's pretty good. And then Favour of Jukai does a similar thing as an aura. Gives something reach. But it does cost 4. You can use it as a combat trick. I think I prefer the thing that can give you a cheap mana dude. So we'll go for that. And there's Azusa's Many Journeys, and it looks like that's probably going to be the best thing. I mean, there is a Commune with Spirits as well. But we'll take Azusa's. We don't usually play it, so may as well give it a try. I think this is Harmonious Emergence. I think that's the best one. Another Grafted Growth, though. We've already got 2, though. Don't think we'd ever play more than 2. That seems like the same choice again. Not played Boon of Boseiju before. Yeah, nice combat trick. Oh, there's actually Eiganjo Exemplar, so I would say the cheap creature wins out here. I'd go for a second one of those. Because I think, as usual, it's pretty easy to end up with top-end cards. Getting enough cheap cards is usually the problem. Don't think we'd play an Era of the Ancient Fang. It's not an enchantment creature, so we'll go. Yeah, actually, yeah, we wouldn't play. I don't think I'd play 2 Tamiyos. I think I'd go for an Uncharted Haven because we do potentially have a double blue card we want to play. Okay, we have another Greater Tanuki, which really helps us play Behold the Unspeakable. I started to like befriending the moths. I've realised evasion is pretty fantastic. Giving something flying on your turn is pretty good and this is quite an aggressive deck. but maybe it's not all that aggressive. We've got 2 archers, which have got defender. We've got early sagas that don't do a lot early. I think I'm going for the 3rd Greater Tanuki. And we're not splashing red for this realistically, so let's get the Golden Tail Disciple. Got 3 of those as well. That's pretty cool. Alright, now this is a nice option to have. So 2nd Commune with Spirits or a 2nd Season of Renewal. I guess I should think about how much fixing I've got. Do I need a 2nd Commune with Spirits that badly? I think, yeah, the fact is we've got 3 Greater Tanukis, which is fantastic mana fixing. We've got 1 Era of Enlightenment, so that's a nice early scry. We could even use a Terrarium. My guess is we won't need to use Terrarium. I'll just put that in the sideboard because it's an artifact. So I think that means we can pick up a 2nd Season of Renewal. Favor of Jukai. Oh, I get a 2nd Commune anyway. Yati Heist. And Swamp. Okay, right. So yesterday at this stage, I mean, I did the same thing. I committed early to enchantments. I think I had 44 cards at this stage, so we've actually got quite a lot more choice in this deck. Because, yeah, yesterday the 3rd pack was just giving us artifacts. But we got quite a lot out of that 3rd pack. So the big decision to make here is, can I support Behold the Unspeakable, which is a double blue card. Yeah, double blue, and it's my splash color, that's usually a no-no. You don't want to do that, but it's such a powerful card. It's very tempting. So yeah, we've got to think in terms of we're cutting 11 cards from this as well. So I'll just do a run through and see if there's anything really easy to cut. I always cut combat tricks first, so yeah, I think the Tamiyo Safekeeping isn't going to make it, because I can just put in extra creatures, extra enchantments, and just be much more aggressive. We're not necessarily committing that much into a single creature. Grafted Growth, you see. I think maybe we rely on Greater Tanuki here. So if we just do a rundown of our mana sources. 4 blue in the lands. 3 Greater Tanuki, so that's 7 sources. I suggest we can probably cut both Grafted Growths. We like that card. I think Bearer of Memory is just a 3/2 enchantment creature. I think it's definitely not as good as a Golden Tail Disciple, so we'll cut that one. Favor of Jukai is, yeah, it's pretty much just a combat trick. I think we cut that one. So we've just got 6 more cards to cut. It's definitely not easy. And in fact, I might just call this. No, wait. I think you don't. I don't think I played 2 Bamboo Grove Archers. I think I'll drop 1. I I still don't like Azusa's Many Journeys that much, so I'm going to drop that. Maybe drop one Commune with Spirits. Just see how many creatures we've got left in the deck. 16 creatures is a lot. When we've got a few other things going on. So drop 3 more cards. We do really like Season of Renewal, but I feel like I have to drop one of them. How good is Roaring Earth? I think because we've got 2 Generous Visitors, that kind of does the same thing as Roaring Earth. And it's a creature, and it's cheaper. I think we drop the Roaring Earth. And then we just need to cut one more card. My only 4-drop Harmonious Emergence. It's a pretty good card. 4/5 is chunky. I think, yeah, we keep 8. Obviously, these really cool cards here. Do we cut a Greater Tanuki? I think I want to try playing Skyblessed Samurai. I think it's a pretty good card. So there's nothing in the top end I really want to cut. Just see what the mana is like. 5, 5, 6, 1, 2, 5. Okay. It's good getting 2 Eiganjo Exemplars out so they can buff each other. But I tried these guys out yesterday. And they were quite good, but they just the 2 games I drew lots of them, I didn't win. So I feel like I've given them a shot and they didn't quite perform. What we could do, if we think we're a sort of a late game big creature deck, we could say, right, this is early game aggro, so we're dropping it and we're putting the 2nd Bamboo Grove Archer in. Then we've got a better chance of, because we want to try and fix our mana and survive the early game and just dominate the late game. That's my thinking. So we don't need these early game aggro cards like Exemplar so much. That's my reasoning. Yes, I think that's pretty good. I'll call the end of part 1 now and have a bit of a think as well. So see you in a bit.